looks like you're compiling or drafting a multi-section campus newspaper piece that covers mental health in sports, Pitt athletics, Flamingo Fest, and student government elections. I'll revise and polish your writing for clarity, grammar, and flow while keeping your tone and message intact. Mental health in sports. Strength beyond the spotlight. Sports provide a stage for those gifted with extreme athleticism and composure to showcase their talents before the world. But those talents do not tell the whole story. Behind the scenes, many elite athletes face relentless scrutiny and crushing expectations. Just recently, United States Olympic figure skater Elisa Liu made history by becoming the first American in 24 years to win gold in the women's singles title at the World Figure Skating Championships. Her triumph came after a tumultuous relationship with the sport, marked by soaring highs and painful lows. 4 years earlier, Liu finished sixth at the 2022 Winter Olympics in Beijing. At just 16 years old, many would have considered that an extraordinary accomplishment. For Liu, however, it felt like failure. After becoming U.S. champion at 13 and 14, Liu had spent much of her adolescence living up to enormous expectations. The pressure led to burnout. Following the Beijing Games, she stepped away from figure skating entirely. For 2 years, Liu backpacked, studied psychology at UCLA, and allowed herself to grow beyond the rigid structure of elite competition. When she returned to skating, she did so on her own terms, practicing when she wanted and taking creative control over her programs. Her journey demonstrates that it is okay to fall out of love with something and rediscover it later with a healthier mindset. I hope with all this attention, I can raise awareness about mental health in sports and mental health more generally, Liu said. I think my story is very cool. Hopefully, I can inspire some people. Unfortunately, not all athletes receive the support they need. Within the past year, 2 football players, one in the NFL and one in college, died by suicide. Minnesota Vikings receiver Rondale Moore was found dead at 25 after consecutive season-ending injuries derailed his career. Once a standout at Purdue University, Moore endured knee injuries following trades between the Arizona Cardinals and Atlanta Falcons before signing with the Vikings. Though injuries were visible, the emotional toll often was not. Similarly, Louisiana State University receiver Kyron Lacey died by suicide during the 2025 offseason following legal troubles stemming from a December accident. Though new evidence later cast doubt on his involvement, the weight of public scrutiny and uncertainty may have felt insurmountable. Former NFL tight end Hayden Hurst has spoken openly about breaking the stigma surrounding mental health outreach. There is this persona that you're an NFL player and you're almost like a robot, Hurst said. But I think it's more masculine to truly reach out for help and say, hey, I have a problem and I need help. Other athletes have echoed this sentiment. NBA champion Kevin Love founded the Kevin Love Fund to promote mental health awareness. Olympic gold medalist Michael Phelps has been candid about his battles with depression. Figure skating star Ilya Malinin recently reflected on social media about the invisible pressures athletes endure. On the world's biggest stage, those who appear the strongest may still be fighting invisible battles on the inside, Malinin wrote. No matter how impenetrable someone's persona may seem, internal struggles are often present. That shared vulnerability is precisely why honest conversations about mental health matter. If you or someone you know is struggling, seeking help is a sign of strength, not weakness. Pitt softball sweeps the Colonel Classic. The Pitt softball team had its most successful weekend yet, going 4-0 at the Colonel Classic hosted by Eastern Kentucky University, highlighted by a no-hitter. The Panthers opened with a 10-0 Mercy Rule win over Southern Indiana. Sophomore pitcher Baker Duck threw 6 hitless innings, recording 5 strikeouts and 3 walks. Graduate catcher KK Esparza led the offensive charge. Pitt followed with a 2-1 victory over St. Louis University in a pitching duel. Sophomore Gwen Sparks allowed just 2 hits and 1 run while striking out 8. On Sunday, Pitt defeated Bradley 5-3 before closing the tournament with an 11-7 win over host Eastern Kentucky. Contributions from Teely Vaughn, Callahan, Shelby Frazier, and Alina Ball powered the Panthers offensively. Pitt now begins ACC conference play with a three-game road series against Stanford in Palo Alto. Flamingo Fest brings conservation and celebration together. From February 28th to March 1st, the National Aviary hosted its annual Flamingo Fest, a two-day celebration dedicated to the iconic pink bird. Image originally created to showcase live flamingos, the event has evolved into a full weekend of themed crafts, yoga sessions, feeding demonstrations, and conservation education. Krista Gauss, Senior Manager of Animal Programs, emphasized the importance of spotlighting individual species. Every species has a different story to tell, Gauss said. The Discovery Zone Learning Center featured flamingo-themed crafts, scavenger hunts, and educational displays about habitat threats, including pollution from lithium-ion batteries. By blending entertainment with conservation messaging, Flamingo Fest encourages guests to connect with wildlife and take action to protect it. Pitt Student Government Board elections underway. On March 3rd, undergraduate students will vote in the 2026 Student Government Board election. Voting runs from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. via electronic ballot, with results announced at Nordy's Place. Candidates across three slates, Empower, Bloom, and Pact, are running for board seats, alongside presidential and vice presidential contenders Evan Levasseur and Neil Gupta. Key campaign issues include protecting free speech rights, increasing financial accessibility, expanding mental health and wellness resources, improving student organization access to campus spaces, advocating for equity initiatives. With initiatives ranging from lab coat libraries to menstrual equity and mental health support, candidates emphasize making campus more accessible and inclusive. If you'd like, I can tighten this into a polished, final newspaper-ready article, separate it into clearly formatted standalone pieces, or help refine one specific section further.